Hey y'all, welcome to the back porch. The birds are chirping again today, and it's so pretty. I just wanted to come do a little video. I want to talk to you about a memory that I was thinking about. I grew up in an old farmhouse, and we didn't have air conditioning and we didn't have heat, except we had heat in one room. So you stayed in a cold bedroom under an electric blanket, and then when Mama woke you up, you jumped about the bed and you ran into that one room, and you got dressed in there because it was just so cold, and you didn't want to leave out because it was cold at night, and so you'd have to get your bed warmed up a little bit. Sorry for the traffic. I'm on the back porch and that truck's really loud. So anyway, you'd get the electric blanket warm, and then you'd go jump in the bed and then get warm that way. But we didn't have air conditioning. And growing up, it was no big deal because I was used to it. We slept under a fan at night. We didn't have, back then they didn't have ceiling fans. You just had the box fans, and then if you was lucky, you got one of the ones that rotate. And so we had fans to sleep under. And I remember one year, oh my goodness, I was probably in middle school. I believe it was the hottest night of my life. No, it wasn't, but it was hot. I had went to spend the night with a friend, and the window was like right here, and the bed was this way. And we were laying in front of the window. There was no breeze. They didn't have a fan. I don't think we had a fan. And it was just so hot. I couldn't sleep. She couldn't sleep. And eventually we turned and laid in front of the window. And I think we must have finally dozed off because just trying to get a little bit of breeze through that window. But it was hot. When Randy and I got married, we didn't have air conditioning. Now, Randy grew up with air conditioner, so he liked air conditioning. It was nice when you went into another building or somewhere. Our school air conditioner wasn't that great. But, you go to church or something that have air conditioner on, it would be nice. I just didn't ever think about it, though, because, maybe if I went into a cool room, I knew I was going back home and it wasn't going to be cool there, and I'd have to sleep with the fan. So anyway, when we got married, we didn't have air conditioning. Now, hot is hot. I understand that. And farmhouse is hot. But I'm going to tell you what, a double-wide trailer is hotter than a house. It's just, I don't care how many windows you put up and how many doors you put open, it's just hot. And we got married in March. And it was probably July, August, before we had saved up enough money. Sound like they're coming to the yard, to get us a air conditioner. So we got one of the, we didn't think about getting a window unit. We just got us a big boxy unit outside, one of the central air. Had to think about it. And so Randy would tell me, I work out in the heat. When I come home, I want to come home to a cool house. And I kept it cool for him. So when he would come home and at nighttime we'd sit down, I'd have to get a blanket because I would be so cold. And guess what? I still have to have that blanket. Now that he's gone, I'll put the air up to probably 73, 74 unless I'm in the house working. But just to go off, I'll put it around 74. And then at nighttime, I cut it back down because I do like it. I like to sleep in a cool house. So I told him, that he had spoiled me. And he's been gone 16 months now, and I'm still spoiled because I like the air conditioning. But, this little video is one day I'm not going to be here. And I think back, I remember some stories Mama said, but a lot of times it just went in and out my head. The same thing with my grandmama. And now that I'm older, I would love to have those stories back. And so this is more for my kids, and like I said, my grandkids, because I want them to know us. I want them to know that they had a hot granddaddy. He was always hot. And I'm going to tell this little story on him because thinking about hot. When we first started dating, he would get so hot. I mean, he was a hairy guy, and he would get hot. And he would say, "I'm wet like a bull." Okay, now I grew up on a farm, and so we had cows and we had bulls, and he would always say, "I'm wet like a bull." So one night we were sitting around the table. It was me and him and Mom and Daddy, and he said he was hot. There was no air condition. He said, "Whoo, I'm hot," and it was summertime. And he said, I said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "Have you ever?" He was so serious, y'all. Oh, he was so serious. He looked at me with all earnest, and when he wanted to tell you something, he would go like this here, and like he had to get his hand like this to explain it to you. And so he had gotten his hand, and he went to explain it so serious. He said, "Have you ever seen a bull wet?" We started laughing. What he meant to say, what he should have said was, "Have you ever seen a wet bull?" But he said, "Did you ever see a bull wet?" We lived on a farm. We'd seen them go to the bathroom many times. And that's what we took it as when he said, "Have you ever seen a bull wet?" And we started laughing. And it embarrassed him so much that he had to get up and go outside. And I finally got up and walked out there with him. His ears, when he came back in, was red. He had gotten so embarrassed from it. And then he said, "I meant a bull or wet bull." And I knew it. But it wasn't, I guess that took him, that broke him. It broke him. He quit saying that. And, he'd said it. We'd been dating a couple months, I reckon. And, we started dating on June the 8th, got engaged on August 8th, got married March the 8th. So it was 9 months. It was kind of fast there. But I know there's a lot of people that was faster. But anyway, he quit saying that, I'm hot, I'm wet like a bull. It was hilarious. So that's just a couple memories that I have that I wanted to share today. It's just, I lay in the bed at night and wake up and the mind just, and you can't get it to stop. And so I said, you know what? I got up and I went to the bathroom and I said, "Thank the Lord for air conditioning." And it got me thinking about Randy and how he wanted a cool house to come home to. And you know what? I felt like if he got out there in that heat and he worked like he did to provide for me and our children, he deserved to come home to a cool house. And so that was one of the things that, as long as the air conditioner worked, I could give him, then I would do it. So, but y'all take care, and I hope this was not too rambling. It's just, like I said, a little memory. God bless.